Hello, you lovely lot. Get comfy because we're about to embark on a wild adventure through a Germany you've never seen before. Forget the cliches, beer, sausages, and punctuality. We're diving into fairy tale castles, quirky laws, and secrets you'll want to share. These are the stories hidden in cobbled streets and deep forests. Most you've never heard. Get ready for mind-boggling places and facts that sound made up after too many steins of Weissbier. This is Germany at its most charming and eccentric, and I can't wait to show you. Ready? Let's go. When you picture a fairy tale castle, odds are it's German. And for good reason. There are over 20,000 castles here. From crumbling ruins to palaces straight out of a Disney film, it's an architectural feast. But let's skip Neuschwanstein and talk about Liechtenstein Castle. Built into a cliff, inspired by a novel, and as dramatic as they come. Count Wilhelm of Urach loved a book so much, he built a castle to match it in the 1840s. It's proof that in Germany, stories literally shape the landscape. So, next time you think of German castles, remember, it's not just the famous ones, but the sheer number and wild stories behind them. Who wouldn't want to get lost in that? From grand castles to the world's narrowest street, welcome to Reutlingen's Abreuerhofstrasse. At its widest, it's 50 centimeters. At its narrowest, just 31. That's barely a foot. It's less a street, more a sideways shuffle. People even get stuck. Only 4 meters long, but a lifetime of bragging rights, and maybe bruises. Why does it exist? After a fire in 1726, the gap was officially declared a street. Classic German bureaucracy. It's a tourist magnet and a perfect example of German quirkiness. Only in Germany could paperwork turn a crack into a world record. Think Venice is the city of bridges. Berlin leaves it in the dust. Venice has about 400 bridges. Berlin, over 1,700. Some say more than 2,000. The city's rivers and canals demand it, but these aren't just functional. They're full of history. The Oberbaum Bridge, with its Gothic towers, is a symbol of reunification. The Glienicke Bridge, aka the Bridge of Spies, was a Cold War hotspot for agent swaps. So next time someone mentions Venice, you can say, have you seen Berlin's bridges? The city's secrets are everywhere, even in its infrastructure. Dragging a pine tree into your living room? Thank Germany for that. The Christmas tree tradition began in 16th century Germany with devout Christians decorating paradise trees. Martin Luther is said to have added candles, inspired by stars twinkling through fir branches. It stayed a German thing until Queen Victoria's German husband, Prince Albert, made it fashionable in Britain. Now it's global. But in Germany, the Tannenbaum is still the heart of Christmas, often decorated with real candles, a tradition born in German forests now lighting up the world. Just watch out for those fire hazards. You can't talk about Germany without sausage, over 1,500 types. Every region has its own specialty, from tiny Nürnberger to spicy Thüringer. Some are protected like champagne and the creativity is endless. Ever tried Blutwurst, blood sausage, or the alarmingly named Tote Oma, dead grandma? Or Metwurst, a raw spreadable pork sausage, and Leberwurst, in endless varieties. It's a universe of flavors, so be adventurous and try something new. You might find a new favorite, or end up eating dead grandma. That's the fun of German Wurst. The Autobahn, where speed limits vanish and driving dreams come true. About 2/3 of it has no speed limit, but there's an advisory cap of 130 km per h. German drivers are disciplined. Keep right unless overtaking and never cruise in the left lane. It's efficient, polite, and surprisingly safe. Fun fact, running out of fuel on the Autobahn is illegal. Planning is everything. You can drive 250 km per h, but don't forget to fill up. It's freedom, with a very German twist. Only here could fast cars and strict rules coexist so perfectly. Germany is zoo mad. Over 400 zoos and wildlife parks, more than any other country. Berlin alone has 2 giants. Zoo Berlin, the world's most biodiverse, and Tierpark Berlin, Europe's largest landscape animal park. These aren't just animal displays. They're centers for conservation and research. The tradition goes back to royal menageries, but today it's about public passion for nature. Whether you want to see every species or just wander vast parklands, Germany's zoos deliver. It's a side of Germany that's all about education and protecting the wild. Not just a day out, an animal lover's paradise. Conservation is part of the culture. Oktoberfest, the world's biggest beer festival, started as a royal wedding party in 1810. Crown Prince Ludwig's marriage was celebrated with a massive public party and a horse race, not beer. The party was such a hit, they did it again and again. Over time, horse races faded, beer tents and carousels took over, and Oktoberfest was born. The festival grounds are still called Theresienwiese, after the bride. So every stein raised is a toast to a love story that never ended. Cheers to 2 centuries of celebration. The Black Forest is famous for cuckoo clocks, but in Triberg, they went supersized. The world's largest cuckoo clock is the size of a 2-story house. You can walk inside and see the giant wooden gears at work. The cuckoo bird is nearly 15 feet long and weighs 330 pounds. Built at a 60:1 scale, it's a marvel of engineering and a tourist magnet. Every hour, crowds gather to watch the giant cuckoo emerge. It's German craftsmanship and humor, taking something quaint and making it colossal. Only in Germany, a clock you could live in. Germany isn't just about tradition, it's a leader in renewable energy. The energy vendor, or energy transition, is shifting the country from fossil fuels to wind, solar, and biomass. On some days, renewables cover nearly all of Germany's electricity needs, even sending prices negative. Wind farms and solar panels dot the landscape, and millions of citizens are small-scale energy producers. It's a grassroots movement and a core part of modern German identity. The journey isn't easy, but Germany is proving a strong economy, and a green future can go hand in hand. That's a revolution worth celebrating. The Black Forest, Schwarzwald, is as mysterious as it sounds. Its dark, dense woods inspired the Brothers Grimm and fairy tales like Hansel and Gretel. Walk its shadowy paths and you'll feel the magic, and maybe a little spookiness. The region's villages are storybook perfect, but the forest itself is the real star. Even the famous Black Forest Gâteau is a nod to the region's flavors and colors. Here, myth and reality blend, a living storybook you can explore. It's enchantment, German style. If you think German bread is just a side dish, think again. There are over 300 official varieties and thousands more if you count local rolls. Bread is a national obsession, recognized by UNESCO as cultural heritage. Rye, spelt, barley. German bakers use them all, creating dense, flavorful loaves like pumpernickel and Vollkornbrot. Every town has its own bakery, and bread is often the meal, not just an accompaniment. The variety is staggering, each loaf a new adventure. In Germany, bread is serious business and a daily celebration. Carb lovers rejoice. Cologne Cathedral, Kölner Dom, took over 600 years to build. Construction started in 1248, stalled for centuries, and wasn't finished until 1880. For 300 years it stood half-built, with a medieval crane perched on top, a city landmark in itself. Romantic nationalism and rediscovered plans finally revived the project. Today, its twin spires dominate the skyline, a testament to ambition and perseverance. It's more than a church, it's a story of patience and passion. Some things are worth the wait. Germany and beer are inseparable, but Weihenstephan Abbey Brewery in Bavaria is the granddaddy of them all. Founded in 1040, it's the world's oldest continuously operating brewery. Monks started brewing here nearly a millennium ago, and the tradition never stopped. Today, it's part of a university and a center for brewing science. Their wheat beers are legendary. Sipping one is like drinking history. Fires, wars, plagues, nothing stopped the beer from flowing. Raise a glass to 1,000 years of brewing brilliance. Germany loves its rules, so much that even pillows can be weapons. Under German law, a pillow can be classified as a passive weapon in an assault. It's not about pillow fights, but legal logic. Swung with intent, a pillow could cause harm. It's a quirky example of German Ordnung. There's a rule for everything. So, if you're ever in an argument, maybe don't reach for the nearest cushion. Only in Germany could bedtime comfort become a legal grey area. Surprises, right down to the last fluffy detail. And that's our whirlwind tour of Germany's hidden wonders. From cliffside castles to the world's tiniest street, and from ancient breweries to pillow laws. What a ride! Germany is so much more than its stereotypes. It's full of charm, surprises, and stories waiting to be discovered. If you enjoyed this journey, subscribe for more adventures and fascinating facts from around the globe. Keep exploring, stay curious, and let the wonder continue. Until next time, auf Wiedersehen!